I want to give you guys the method to truly doing istighfar properly, especially for those of you who are Muslim. Because for me, as soon as I started doing istighfar properly, like, I'm telling you, it's like before, when I used to run dropshipping stores, I'd have months that are amazing and I'd have months that are horrible. But it's like as soon as I finally realized the power of istighfar and how to truly do it, like, bro, I literally started making 20k per month consistently. You could say like 15 to 20k per month consistently, which I know for some of you is gonna be like, whoa, what the heck? That's not even a crazy amount. And it's not, to be honest. It really is not. But as soon as I truly started doing the istighfar properly, I started noticing even working became easier. Attracting became easier. Flowing became easier. Like overthinking became almost like non-existent. Except at times when I'm not doing istighfar. And yes, I'm in the forest once again. It's actually one of my favorite places to be in. But look, you know how a lot of people, when they pray, just when they pray, they go through the prayer like super fast. They go through it super fast. It's like, bro, like, what are you doing? You've been gifted with such a great way to connect with the unseen world, but here you are just doing it like extremely fast, like not even like being present in the moment, not even giving the sujood or the rak'ah its worth, which is horrible. Now, salah is like a form of worship, but then Allah, He talks more about dhikr than salah in the Quran. So dhikr is also a form of worship that we're supposed to always do. And Allah did say, if you do istighfar, I'll give you kids, I'll give you like rivers, I'll give you money. Literally said money. And then you see most people when they do istighfar, they're always just sitting down like this, or not even sitting down, just whatever. And they're like, astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. And especially after they finish like the prayer, like, you know, in the masjid, I see people finishing the prayer, and immediately they're like this, astaghfirullah, 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 astaghfirullah. Bro, like, what are you doing? This is so freaking fast. You need to slow down. Not just slow down, but like, imagine right now, or I'm telling my daughter, I don't have a daughter, but it's like I'm telling my daughter, go clean. Every single time, just like clean. Like, you think the daughter is gonna understand what I mean by clean? Like, sure, she's gonna go and clean the dirty stuff, but it's like, what do I mean by clean? Like, clean the toilet, clean the kitchen, clean the bedroom. Freaking clean what? This is what you guys are doing. When you're doing istighfar, you're always like, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah what? For what? What do you mean astaghfirullah, bro? Like, what are you talking about? For what? Now, obviously, once again, it's beneficial to do istighfar than not to do istighfar. But then it's like, but astaghfirullah for what? You do know Prophet Yunus alayhi salam, when he was in the belly of the whale, he said the famous dua where it was like, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu min al-zalimin. But then continue, wa in lam taghfir li lakunanna min al-khasirin. It's like he was saying, there is no God but you, Allah. I was from amongst those who wronged themselves. Here's the thing, this is the key. When you realize that there is a reason why you're doing istighfar, there is something that you've done in your life, doesn't matter what it is, and you're doing istighfar for that, that's when istighfar is going to become so powerful. Like, let's just say the other day you yelled at your mom. Because to be honest, I yelled at my mom. I mean, she thinks I yelled at her, okay? She thinks I yelled at her. But I didn't even raise my voice. But the fact that she felt that I yelled at her is not good, right? But anyway, the fact that she was hurt from something I did is obviously a sin. So when you're doing istighfar right now, or this is basically talking to me, but if I'm doing istighfar right now, I should be doing istighfar thinking about the time when I yelled at my mom. The sin. Same thing with you. Any sin that you do istighfar, but literally think of the time when you were sinning and say istighfar on that. Because you know how Allah says when the people do tawbah, when the people do istighfar, Allah changes their deeds from bad to good. That's not just in the hereafter, bro. That's not just in the afterlife. This is also for this life too. And that's the beauty of it, because what happens is that you can actually see the effect of that in this life too. That's why I say it's like, you do know you can never ever mess up. In this life, bro. In this life, you can never ever mess up. You can do the most horrible thing, but as long as you realize that you can do istighfar, do tawbah, automatically you're just back. You're literally back in the game. Like if you're facing two decisions and you don't know which decision to pick any, bro. Literally any. Any decision you pick, as soon as you pick it, if it was wrong, you do istighfar and automatically it's going to become right. Because once you pick the decision, Allah is so freaking, I shouldn't say freaking, right? But Allah is so merciful to the point that even if you pick the wrong decision, Allah is going to turn it into the right decision. That's why you'll start feeling like, dang, bro, so every single decision I made in my life so far is all good. That's only if you're always doing istighfar, if you're always doing tawbah, if you're always going back to Allah. And so this is the beauty. It's like, you do realize that all you have to do at times is just be aware that Allah is watching you, and just this act alone puts you back into the present moment. It puts you back into what's real. It puts you back into what's real. So istighfar is not just something that you say with your tongue. Istighfar is not just something you say with your tongue. It's knowing that you've wronged yourself and then going back to Allah. Then realizing that Allah is watching you right now. And so I always say, it's like when you do istighfar and then you're feeling this way, it's like you're feeling like, oh man, like everything is good, like you're actually back with Allah. In that moment, it's amazing to do dua. And I usually tell people, I was reading a book about this like millionaire habits or something like that, and it was asking people a question. Like if you ask a poor person a question where it was like, would you rather have a car or a house? Most poor people would be thinking, they're like, car or a house? Well, rich people say car is like a liability, a house is an asset at times, so I'll pick the house. Or I want to drive, I'll pick the car. You know what a rich person would say? A rich person wouldn't be like, oh, house. That's not what a rich person would do. A rich person would say, both. Both, bro. Why am I limited? Why am I limited to just one thing? I'll pick both. And so when you're making dua, you do realize you're always limiting yourself. Who are you limiting, bro? You're making dua to who? You're making dua to Allah. You think Allah's going to be like, oh, well, you only get to have one. I'll either give you this or this. Allah can give you anything, bro. So when you're in the state, when you do istighfar, you'll notice that this thinking, and I would say this is even shirk, bro. Because it's like what are you saying about Allah? Like Allah is so merciful and so giving. Allah can give anything. So when you do istighfar, you'll notice that even this will start healing. When you do proper istighfar, like all the thoughts that you're having, because remember, it's like most of you guys nowadays are just sitting at home, right? But all the thoughts that you're having, I know sometimes people say it's like, but thoughts, you're not really being tested or like judged for your thoughts. But you are, bro. You actually are, because these thoughts is changing you. If it's changing you, it's leading to things that you're doing on the outside too. So when you're doing istighfar for the thoughts, like why do you think Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do istighfar so much? You think Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would be sitting? He would not be sitting, but he would also have sometimes, because in the Quran it says, like Allah was saying, yaghfiru min dhanbika, to Surah Al-Fatih, where Allah was saying, I'll forgive your dhanb to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam does not have sins, but every human has dhanb. Dhanb just means that, like for example, if you go to Taraweeh every single day, 30 times a day, 30 times a month, but then you missed one day, for you that's a dhanb, because you're not at that level, because your standards are high. So all of you guys, you've obviously done something where your standards were higher than that, and that's a dhanb. And if you do istighfar on that, Allah's going to fix it. So do istighfar, bro. Allah's literally going to increase your money. As soon as I did it, like my money started increasing, and so my goal was to basically get like 300,000 per month. And you know what, bro, like with istighfar, I truly feel like I can reach that easily too.